I'm going to say it was 3-1, Stubby, but it felt pretty split down the middle with the energy Torby was bringing.
Yeah, he can definitely bring the energy and sway the fan vote, that is for sure. But, you know, it's all part of the script right now, Wavepunk. This is all part of G2's plan. They took down Spacestation in the first, they took down V1 in the second, and who's left in this bracket but FaZe Clan sitting in the grand finals waiting for him. But right now, G2 looking to get the job done against Spacestation Gaming.
Yeah, G2 has a solid gauntlet to run today if they want to take the win. Gotta get through Spacestation, get through version 1 and through FaZe. Here's a shot from JNAP, placed well. They'll start things off hot in game number 1.
And that's been the story of this weekend for G2 is JNAP shooting the lights out, really reminiscent of the old JNAP when he used to carry the knapsack everywhere. And right now, G2 could use him. And really, Wavepunk, this whole weekend has felt like a well-rounded effort from G2 Esports. It's not just been the offense, but it's also been the defense and them limiting the amount of shots that their opponents have.
Yeah, no, G2 has been the complete package this season as they press in for a second goal here. The defense of Spacestation going to stand strong. Here's Chicago off the wall. Small dish. Handled well by the defense. Reynolds gets carried in the corner. The Spacestation having to use all 3 players to try and break out of this corner. They will finally find the clear, and Atomic off the backboard will handle it just fine. Gets met with a challenge on the sidewall. An awkward bounce is going to isolate the Spacestation player on the wall. They're going to come in. Arsenal looking for the shot. Reynolds places it to the far post. It's wide, and JNAPS will try to carry it out. Gets demolished on his way out. Round 2 for Spacestation. Here comes Daniel onto the backboard looking for the double tap, dropping outside the box. Arsenal takes his time on the ground. Had full take-up boosted, but went for the change-up play. Nearly got him to bite.
Oh, and for Reynolds, you've got to hit those opportunities. They're not going to present themselves very much against a team like G2 on the back half. So they're going to want to get another look at that one. But I like their idea that they're having where they're constantly changing it up. They're not just working through the corners. They're trying to slow things down. They're not going for instant snapshots. Going to try and keep G2 on their toes.
Chicago with a surprising double whiff here. Missed the ball twice in a row. Ran slightly out of boost on the second one. The ball will change hands at midfield. Atomic plays it to the outside. And a small extension from Arsenal just to keep it away from JNAPS. Ultimately, Chicago picks it up on the drop, though. And now taking the shot towards the box. Blocked again in front of the box. Atomic putting the pressure on more. JNAPS in on it. Daniel and Reynolds both covering him. Atomic with a stop. Reynolds take it to the corner. Halftime in game number 1. G2 the only one on the board, and Chicago sends one to the back. Oh, Atomic looking for the redirect. Chicago puts it high. No follow from JNAPS hanging back. Now the demolition on Atomic frees up JNAPS to move in. And Reynolds trying to clear it off the ceiling. Covered by Chicago. G2 playing lights out in this game, controlling the pace of this pitch.
Really, that's just been the story of this weekend of the control of the entire pitch and the control of those boost pads as Chicago narrowly avoids putting that ball right into Reynolds. In dangerous situation as Chicago pushed forward. Atomic was at the top of the box, but he does win that 50, and G2 able to push into the orange half here. But they haven't been able to maintain too much pressure. It's been a lot of back and forth, and really it's been Spacestation with their hand in the pot for offense as they're out shooting G2 here in game number 1, 6-3.
But yet still nothing to show for it. Chicago's airborne against Daniel. Ball goes in front of the box. Arsenal now to the backboard, looking for the tap, puts it across the box. Chicago with the clear straight down the middle of the field. Reynolds and Daniel will tag team this one. Atomic on the wall. JNAPS demolished in the backfield, could open things up, but Chicago covers it on the half rotation. Reynolds now in the corner, taking control past one. Couldn't beat JNAPS. Gets the demo on him, but the damage was already done. Arsenal now looking for the backboard. Reynolds upfield in the cherry pick, blocked by Atomic. Coming up on the final minute, G2 yet to find an offensive situation from Spacestation they couldn't handle. It's Arsenal out to Reynolds, look for the team pass here, and still covered by Chicago. Daniel had no shot. Off the backboard, can he find his teammate Chicago? A beautiful dismount, actually misses the ball. And Reynolds will keep the advantage here. Spacestation still looking for that tying goal.
Even regardless, with all of the demos that we've seen from Spacestation, G2's been yet to be put out of position. No panic, it's just all calm. Okay, you got demoed, I'm gonna fill in your spot. Okay, it doesn't matter if it's defensively, offensively. And you love to see it from G2 as Daniel looking to carry this one. So dangerous in the air. Gets a second tap off the backboard and no follow-up there. And JNaps hits it down to Atomic, and such a smart touch to put it up to Chicago.
Yeah, Reynolds not able to get the read. What could have been the tying goal? Here's another opportunity. Arsenal blocked in front of the box. And every touch from G2, they're going for the save, and in the same touch getting the clear. Forcing Space Station to rotate back over and over again. Final 7. Space Station's got to score just to force overtime. Arsenal will keep this ball up. Can't touch the ground at 0 seconds. Here's Atomic. Keeping the ball away from all the Space Station players. Atomic's going to flip reset it for goal number 2. Didn't even need it. How about it?
Oh, you love to see it. He catches this ball so softly in the air. He's able to just stay underneath it and change the pitch of the ball, tuck it in the upper 90, and G2 Esports tuck away game number 1.
My goodness. Clean. Using that flip reset immediately, like the goal wasn't necessary, but it was pretty nonetheless. The note for me to be on for Space Station looking forward, like how do they find a way through G2? Chicago here in game number 1, throughout the entire course of the game, a number of missed touches, a number of just completely alone with the ball and no contact at all, complete airball whiffs. I think he might be, I don't know if it needs to make a card change to get a different hitbox going, and he's just like kind of recalibrate his sense there. But either way, I think Chicago is a weakness right now that Space Station could possibly exploit going into game 2.
Well, and that's what they need to do. They need to be able to exploit that. They need to be able to capitalize on those situations that we saw. We saw it in the Mobile 1 high performance replay where Reddles had the opportunity. Yeah, it's a tough shot. You're going far post and you got to tuck it in upper 90, but we've seen him do it so many times, and you've got to be able to do that because ultimately this was a 1-goal game. Yeah, they got a garbage time goal. Looks like a 2-0. Looks like a perfect, nice, clean sweep. But really, Space Station had a lot of the pressure and a lot of the offensive time there, but it's just G2 so calm and composed on that back half.
Absolutely. So looking into game 2, they find a way to turn that offensive production into actual goals. This one going back towards the box. Chicago to the corner and then chases it down himself. And Atomic hitting the brakes, reading Daniel's dismount of the wall. Finally stops. Reynolds looks for a flip reset. Runs into JNap. Chicago going to cover him up. Arsenal there from behind.
Beautiful play. He was out of position and didn't really have a play on anything other than trying to just take away the angle of the shot. Does so beautifully. And here comes Reynolds. Can't get a touch there. And I think he could have capitalized on JNaps, but still. Look at this, 45 seconds of Space Station control. Chicago looking to get this ball cleared out. JNap's back to him, and that's a nice passing play to march down the field.
Love that. Defended well. Reynolds is demolished following the save. G2 not able to find anything else in the back third, but they will maintain possession. Reynolds now keeping this ball nice and high. Arsenal's going to reach for it and extend it over the front line defender. Chasing it down himself. He doesn't have any boost, though. Now just kind of faking his positioning, forcing a movement out of G2. Daniel, though, slots upper 90 on a delayed challenge for the lead.
Not going to get shut out here as you see a little bit of a team bump from G2 in that corner, and Daniel sees it, and you can't place that shot any better with G2 being far left. You go far right, and they can't reach it with their fingertips, and Space Station take the lead.
Yeah, Chicago, because of that team bump, late to the air. Daniel gets to take the shot for free, and a player as solid as Daniel not going to miss. Arsenal now, following kickoff, looking to play some defense. Reynolds through one. And Arsenal
follow up
the length of the field for the tap. Didn't have any boost to correct the follow-up flight. Had to just land on it perfectly from the start. But now Daniel getting dunked by Atomic. Chicago's up for it, connecting back to Atomic, reaching, but not going to make contact. Now Chicago into the corner. Two players in front here. Atomic looks to take control, but runs into Reynolds. Claims off the wall. JNap's up for the shot, but blocked at the point of contact. Chicago now into the box. JNap looking for the redirect back in front of the box. Atomic's coming up for the shot onto the backboard. No G2 player there to take the shot. Chicago actually has time. How does he have this time? Tie game.
That just caused pandemonium in the orange half. Look at that. It looks like G2's just living there, and I love this shot placement from Chicago. Knows Reynolds is going to jump off that wall, go for far post, and just picks his pocket, goes back door and in. And G2 Esports, 3 shots from Chicago. You called him out in game 1. He heard you loud and clear, Wave.
Stepping up big and tying up the game here. Wonderful block in the air, too, into an empty backfield. Reynolds has to retreat. JNap's now Running into Reynolds. Arsenal in the corner to try and take over. Gets over the top of Chicago. Atomic on the back line. There's JNaps stalled in the corner with Chicago.
Oh.
Now Atomic. Wheel to wheel with Reynolds. Off the ceiling. Out to JNaps. Back into the box, and Reynolds is having to back up into this one. Gets a monster flick. Then Chicago up to Atomic. Plays it underneath Atomic. Arsenal take it over the top of JNaps. Working through the front line defense of G2 cleanly here. Spacestation definitely stepping up their midfield game from game number 1.
Absolutely. They got to focus on trying to grab those midfield boost pads brought to you by Mobile One as they come in. As boost not going to be a problem here as Chicago goes far post, and Reynolds not going to bite on that one. Knows exactly where that shot was heading and denies.
The midfield game stepping up. The backfield game also for Spacestation looking stronger here in game number 2. Now just got to find a way through the back line of G2 again. Scored first, breaking the scoring drought that started in game number 1. Very short-lived drought. Here's Reynolds through the air. Chicago now out to Atomic. And straight to Daniel, full tank. He's got 2 players up on a double commit. It's going to be all up to JNaps, and he finds the clear. Bails his team out. Chicago with the backflip shot. Oh, Arsenal will get back in time for the save. Love the way that play developed for G2. Arsenal warning him on the goal line, and now carrying to the other end of the field, looking for the counterattack.
Oh, and you saw Reynolds there. Just a half second of hesitation, and JNaps gets the angle out of the corner. My goodness.
A jump doink maybe here. I don't know. Wow. Not quite a doink, but a brilliant shot. So difficult to hit and so difficult to defend. You don't expect him to find it out of that angle. No. G2 taking the lead in game 2.
Well, and you saw Reynolds there. He thought, okay, I think maybe I can get this one. The thought went through his head. Maybe I should rotate back, and that's all it took for Chicago to outplay him there. And you hate to see it if you're a Space Station Gaming fan, but still plenty of time to come back from this 1-goal deficit.
JNaps onto the backboard. Here for a follow-up. Arsenal down to Reynolds. Long way down the field. Chicago's up for it. Oh, doesn't find the block. JNaps down the corner. Going to have to deal with this one with pressure from Daniel. Daniel managing to dismount the wall, take control. JNaps an Atomic double commit. Chicago's got a block. This finds one touch, but they need a second one. JNaps not going to connect with it as Arsenal gets in his way. Daniel now over the top of another. Under Chicago. Into the box. Oh, and JNaps able to snuff it out. Take that ball right back out of the goal and maintain their lead. 25 seconds left. Arsenal looking for the tying goal. JNaps and Atomic both on the ball again. But Atomic able to find the follow-up touch, and Chicago diving for it. More savior medals for G2, holding on in the final moments.
Wow, JNaps and Chicago with savior medals here in game number 2, and they're not out of the woods just yet. Space Station Gaming pressing forward. Daniel gets the ball. Atomic denies Reynolds, and final waning moments. Space Station chasing one, looking to get the ball out of their half. And still, Space Station going to have to march the full length yet again, back and forth. It goes off of the backboard, but Chicago pokes it to the ground, and G2 up 2-0.
G2 take another game and stand so strong in that final minute. Space Station trying their darndest to put that ball in, and yet nothing to show for it there in the final minute. 1 goal early in the game was all they got on the 7 shots they put on target, allowing 6 out of G2 this time, a little bit more even on the stat line.
Yeah, and they did a great job of opening this game up, where you saw that easy goal there from Daniel, but they just couldn't maintain that pressure. They did a great job in the first minute and the last minute, but they need to do a full 5 minutes here against G2. And you saw across the stat sheet as well, only 3 demos for Space Station Gaming. And that's not indicative that they aren't going for them. That's indicative of how good G2 is at avoiding those bumps and demos.
The back third from Space Station looking strong. The middle, the midfield looking good. It's that offensive, the front third where they're in G2's territory. That final minute is a perfect example of what I'm talking about there. They have so much put together. They will call a timeout here after the 2-game drop. But it's that front third where, like, they were trying their best. They got some double commits out of G2 in that final minute and still weren't able to find the tying goal.
Yeah, it's like they're shoving a little too early, pushing all 3 members past midfield, all bunching up in the same spot, and no one's there for those kind of cleanup shots. No one's there in case, a weird 50-50 comes out. They're too close. They need to space further apart, I think, as we're getting our first tactical timeout brought to you by Nissan. And how cool is that? Make sure you go pick up the Nissan Z in the item shop right now, because that car wave, I think that speaks to you and I. That is beautiful.
I gotta say too, fully customizable. You can put any wheels, any boost, any decal, any universal decal on this car. So it's not a, there have been cars in the past where it's like, oh, it's just that. You get to drive exactly that. And like, nah, that's a tuner car, Subi. Like we know do you buy that car because you want to make it your own, and you can do the same thing in Rocket League.
Well, I want to put a unicorn horn on it. That's all that I need for any vehicle. That's good to know. But we get a live look in G2 Esports to see Coach Sathu talking to his squad. And honestly, you're not seeing the lips flap much because there's not much to say. Everything is going their way right now. And I don't think they really need to change anything. Sure, Spacestation has been the one that has been a little more aggressive, but G2 still patient and calm on that back half. That's where they're catching Spacestation, able to get those easy goals.
I mean, again, the one goal that happened here as Arsenal looks for a dribble off of kickoff, off the crossbar, fall from Reynolds, going to put it high as well, and Atomic with the clear. The one goal that we've seen from Spacestation so far in this series came off of a G2 team bump in the corner.
Right.
They were just barely late to the challenge after that team bump. The speed and the recovery from G2, even in the face of their own mistakes, generally has been strong enough to stop SSG. Only one time falling short so far, but
right.
We'll see what adjustments Chrome made here in the halftime, or at the timeout rather. Janeups with a nice shot there, defended, and Daniel now will look for the counterattack.
Yeah, one thing that I don't like to see is obviously one goal. You don't love to see that, but that goal doesn't have an assist tied to it. I'd love to see some team play starting to develop from SSG, because if you're trying to go mano-y-mano against G2, it's not going to work. Oh my goodness, because they're going to pull out team plays like this.
Watch them isolate and strand this frontline defender. Arsenal's trying here, but not going to able to deal with anything. Reynolds neither. Daniel's wanting to go for boost. He's got two teammates in front of him. He should be fine, but no, not at all. JNAP shooting from the corner, making it 1-0 for G2 in game 3.
G2 pulling out the samurai sword, slicing apart the defense. There is see you later, Arsenal. But Daniel covers up the back line well as G2 get an early lead here, and the team passing plays doesn't look like they're over. They're just beginning.
No, G2 getting this much space too. It's scary. Reynolds gonna take it into the box. Arsenal now just blasting to the corner. Finds G2 that. A bit flat-footed. Weren't able to read him in time. Maybe getting tangled up with this front line defender, and they'll tie the game.
That's just vision right there from Arsenal. Sees Atomic in the air. Okay, I'm gonna wait just until he lands and put that shot right over his head. And Spacestation get up on the scoreboard, not only with the goal, but get an assist thanks to Reynolds.
Chicago backing into that off of kickoff. J-Nops to the outside. Atomic off the ceiling, challenging Daniel. Daniel takes it low. Chicago.
Uh-oh.
We'll find a second touch there. Arsenal not the best of flights.
Forgot something.
Gotta jump, bud. There's Chicago. Reynolds down the midfield.
Ooh.
Finds the dunk on Atomic into a mostly open backfield. You're just gonna try and find J-Nap. So smart. And he's going to find a second one, J-Naps. You just can't get anything through him.
He is an all-around player, and that is an all-around great defensive stance as he avoids the demo from Reynolds. Just stays flat-footed in Chicago. Can't tuck that one inside the crossbar. All three up for Spacestation Gaming. Arsenal awkward on the back wall as he's just going to fall back to earth and get demoed for his efforts.
They are so lucky J-Naps was not anticipating that situation. He was not positioned well enough to look at the media follow-up channel, and it's still going to work out there. They just couldn't get reformed on defense. Spacestation, that touch from Daniel looked like it would have been enough, but then no. The extension from Reynolds easily read by Atomic.
And again, it's the hesitation on the back half. We saw it in game number 2 from Reynolds. Right there, it was Arsenal. Thought maybe, okay, I can go up for this challenge. Oh, whoops, Atomic's already in the air. Has a direct bead on that ball and just rifles it into the back of the net. G2 Esports, everyone getting involved.
Yeah, Spacestation has used their timeout just prior to this game. A loss here in game 3. Oh, but they have other thoughts about it. Off the crossbar, just too high. And Chicago and Atomic able to work together to get that one out. Reynolds and the crossbar have been a little too friendly this series.
That is just unfortunate.
How is Atomic?
Is that open?
And now they're going to come out with it. Okay, no, Arsenal is back in time. The Spacestation player was like corkscrewing around Atomic, and he didn't seem to mind. Still held on to ball control. That was crazy.
Yeah, it's like they're just not concerned about what you're doing in front of the ball. Like, cool, you can flip, you can twist, you can pirouette. I do not care. Until you hit that ball, I'm really not going to respect you.
Daniel. Just carrying it out to Reddles. Nice connection. Atomic redirects to the corner, and JNaps picks up the corner bounce. Off the side, a miss from JNaps. Arsenal will take it back to midfield. Atomic retreating. Chicago now in the midfield with a stop. And yeah, any of those misses I was noticing from Chicago in game one seemingly completely cleaned up. And there goes the one weakness that I thought Space Station might be able to exploit.
Yeah, not happening. Chicago came out, did his finger yoga, got stretched, and he is looking as dangerous as ever. Even though he is bottom of the scoreboard right now, still 3 shots on target. He's causing Space Station to spread apart, and it opens up things for his teammate. Back half bump from Atomic, and Arsenal gets back in time. Awkward positioning, and now they're going to be scrambling yet again.
The demos, too, continuing to plague Space Station here. Atomic going to get demoed in response, and Reynolds going to win a challenge against JNaps. Atomic now off the backboard. Final minute. G2 leading by 1. We've been in this situation every game so far. Space Station yet to find the answer despite good opportunities in both games. Will they find the third opportunity and make it count this time? Arsenal pounding Chicago. It's just enough of a flip moment, but they isolate JNaps, eliminate him for the play. Atomic's got to find a stop. JNaps got to get back in time here. Manages to dodge the demo and still keep the ball in the corner. Here's the situation again. Space Station pressing in the final moment. G2's defense stalwart, and they continue to stand strong.
And a big clear, gonna just stall all of that effort from Space Station Gaming, and JNaps shot himself. Chicago has Atomic available, but Atomic looks like he's just poaching at midfield, and Chicago's just killing time, killing the ball. Someone's got to go from Space Station, and now Arsenal, no boost. That ball hits the ground, and G2 Esports looking dominant here on Championship Sunday.
Not a good sign for Space Station fans. We've seen Space Station with a last-minute 60-second drill every game, and this one easily was the worst. Space Station lost control in the final seconds, and G2 just with superior ball control burns the clock into the ground. They literally can't challenge him on the wall because the ball's going to ping pong in a random direction, and they don't have time to deal with that level of RNG with 0 seconds left on the clock. My goodness, G2 absolutely in the driver's seat. One more game to go, looking for the sweep on Space Station.
Well, and you brought up how this was like their worst performance in the final minute, and I want to know, where's the sense of urgency in the first 4 minutes? They look great in the last 60 seconds. They're putting the pressure on. They're maintaining ball control. Midfield is theirs. And then where is it the rest of the game? I want to see that. I mean, come out of the gates. Obviously they have to. They're down 3-0. Now you got to reverse sweep G2. Good luck with that. But at least put in a better effort here in game number 4, because in the first 3, they open out so well and then just fall asleep for 3 minutes. I don't know what is going on.
I think there's a degree of like when there's the reckless abandon of we need a goal, and if we get scored on, that doesn't change anything. We have to score though, so let's send all 3 players and be as aggressive as possible. It's when they look best on offense. There's just the fear during the majority of regulation of allowing G2 to build a lead, and so they feel the need to stay safe and to stay. You were pointing out like the G2's forced them to stay spread out. That they feel that need. They're like, we have to stay. Keep a player back. We cannot get too aggressive here too early on. But given how things have gone in the first 3 games, I'm with you. I think send the house right now. Start off hot. See if you can maybe get the lead, and then maybe see if you can hunker down on defense for a second. But don't wait until that final 60 seconds when the clock's against you. Here's an opportunity. Arsenal off the post. Chicago put it wide, and Reddles again. Daniel will help him out and finish that one off. We will see Space Station with the leading game for it.
There we go. Daniel, second goal of the series here as Reddles throws that one a little too high, and thankfully Atomic was coming in. Chicago couldn't jump for that ball, so Space Station maybe get away with a little bit of one there. Accuracy starting to become an issue here, but they maintain, well, they don't maintain it, but they get a 1-goal lead here in game 4. Now, can they maintain it?
We've seen it. They got the first goal in game 2 as well. Dropped the lead pretty quickly, though. What a pinch from Atomic. Chicago quickly turns and burns on this one, but Reddles has the ball first. We'll see Chicago fall back on the defense here. Atomic trying to meet Reddles in the front of the box. Loses the challenge, but it does go to the corner. Now JNaps resetting on this corner. Takes to the sky. Got one player in front of him. Daniel. Gonna be hard to deal with. Daniel not going to lose the challenge. Puts it neutral to the outside. Now Chicago down to Atomic, who side flips. Ball goes wide from Arsenal. Completely open net, and he missed.
Oh, I mean, I get that you don't expect Atomic to completely flub the mechanics there, but you got to be aiming for net there. Unfortunate situation, but they still are up by 1 goal. But it would have been nice to have that comfy 2-0 lead.
I don't think we've had a 2-goal lead at any point except for 0 seconds in game 1 this entire series. It's been a very close game, despite how in control G2 has been through the entirety of the match. Chicago now to JNaps looking for the tying goal. This one's going to drop dangerous. JNaps puts it off the ground. Atomic looks for the read, but didn't find anything. Chicago's upfield as well. Actually, he will be backfield. It was JNaps I saw. Excuse me. JNaps now looking back to Chicago on the infield pass. Plays it straight at Daniel. Daniel finds a block, but Atomic looking to drop it. Didn't find the flip reset to push it towards the goal. G2 looking dangerous. JNaps sitting at midfield waiting for boost. That's how confident he is in the rest of his team.
Oh, you love to see it. This team is playing so well together, and it doesn't look like it's going to end anytime soon as JNaps can't find that one to go under the crossbars. Reddle's just going to poke that one towards net, force Atomic to use a lot of boost and get back. And Daniel rotates back to defense. He did a great job on the last G2 push, but he's off the backboard here and used a lot of boost to get that ball.
JNaps demolished after putting the ball in the corner. Cross half times. Spacestation, long as they've held on to the lead here, they get another demolition. Can they find goal number 2? Chicago's there. No one else upfield but Reddles. Daniel's going to try, but runs into Atomic. Now Chicago, understanding Reddles has control of the situation, leaves it to play. Now Arsenal out of the corner. Taken over by Atomic to Chicago. Placed on target to the outside. Oh, it's off the post and out. You got to be kidding me.
It couldn't get any closer. It went off of the post and across the goal line. No one there for G2 to clean it up. And Spacestation looking to maintain pressure, but G2 so unpredictable at getting out of their back half. You never know if it's a clear downfield, a pass to a teammate, or if they're going to slow the ball down. As Spacestation, final minute and 30 coming up here as they can't break out of their own half. Great challenge, but that one going towards midfield. Look at that pass from Daniel.
Oh, nope. They find him on rotation there. Reddles going to quickly punish, and this time it doesn't go off the crossbar. Back out to Daniel. Well done. Reddles back up. Look at that 1-2-1.
Love that play to get out of their own half. That's what you need to do to be successful against G2. Can't continue to do the same thing over and over again, and that's going to be the hard task moving forward for Spacestation. If they do take game 4, is do you have enough tricks up your sleeve to continue to make G2 think?
Well, and we are one extremely close post bounce from being in a tie game right now. That counterattack from G2 was wonderful. Spacestation absolutely, though, stepping up in every form of the game here. Whew, nearly putting in the third goal. Chicago down the field. Atomic's looking for the extension here. Arsenal not going to deal with Atomic at all. Says, I'm just reading the original bounce. And his decision is solid here. Chicago looking to drop it in. Misses, but JNap's not able to put it on the post. Chicago keeps it above the box. And Atomic's not quite there just yet. He'll find it at midfield, but no follow-up shot. And here's the counterattack from Spacestation. It's good the whole length of the field.
Just lines this one up and just boots it downfield. Chicago taking the scenic route back on defense, and Spacestation Gaming gonna take game number 4, and the reverse sweep is officially alive.
It is always possible. But again, also, I don't know, I consider 4-1 to be like the budget sweep. It's when the good team wins the first 3 games, and then they kind of relax in game 4, and the team that cannot relax, the other side, gives their best game. Like, this is the situation where the sides are the most flipped in mental, right? G2's like, we don't need to worry about this. And Space is like, we gotta care about this. So game 4 is always the game you're gonna lose in a best of 7 sweep situation. It's not a sweep, obviously, but my brain kind of thinks about it like a 4-1 scoreline where they lost game 4 is more or less a sweep where the team who could have won in game 4 just didn't try that hard. We'll see. Is that what we're talking about, or is this the beginning of the comeback for Spacestation? We'll find out in game 5.
Well, I do like that we see 13 shots on target for Spacestation Gaming. I mean, they took what we said in between games 3 and 4 of, okay, let's see the pressure you bring in the first minute and last minute for a full 5. That's exactly what we saw, and it was a team effort for Space Station. Everyone with something up on the scoreboard, all 3 with 2 saves apiece, and Reddles having those 2 big assists to Daniel. But again, Wave, can they do it for 3 more games is the big question.
Oh, that bounce is disgusting. I'd be mad if I was G2 on that one, but doesn't matter. They lost by 3 here, and I agree. I think Space Station really stepping up on the offense here, putting it together. And we didn't see a massive exposure on defense. I think the thing they were afraid of, right, is that G2's going to be able to punish them if they're committing that hard. We didn't see that punishment come through, even in the moments where that best scoring opportunity we saw from G2 there, just a counterattack. Just a counterattack that was immediately taken away once the counterattack didn't work. So getting into game 5, G2 need to tighten things up a little bit. There were a few scoring opportunities I noticed, Stubby, where JNAPs and a few players they got the backboard for free from Space Station. Is the point I'm trying to make here, and they weren't able to capitalize on that for the double taps. I don't know. I mean, if they're able, if Space Station doesn't have to defend the backboard, that's huge for them.
I agree, but counter argument to that is Reddles also had a couple huge misses as Chicago redirects that pass from Atomic, and I don't think Space Station even knew he was back there.
Yeah, in the cherry pick, you see Arsenal jumping for it. Daniel goes, oh no! Chicago's like, oh yes, straight in. Goal number 1 for G2.
I think that was actually the comms that just came through. Oh exactly. No! Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They're very excited.
That's not a good bounce.
Here's Atomic. I think it takes the slip all the way down to the ground. So a stalled moment there with Space Station. Arsenal off the backboard with Space. What? They gave that one to him for free, and he's happy to find a free backboard.
Heck yeah, and you see the amount of respect he commands. He calls Reddles off of that ball as the better line, and a big double tap going the full length of the field off of the nice clearance from Daniel. And just like that, a few seconds later, Space Station tie us up.
This is huge. This is a very different situation than has happened at any point in the series. And they'll find the lead off of kickoff. A miss from G2 in front of the ball, and Reddles will punish.
He just plays it fast. Big miss there from Atomic. Oh. I think JNAPs thought the hit was coming out. You can't really fault him. He's late to the play. And good on Space Station, capitalizing on every opportunity.
Man. And Space Station showing up here, the beginning of game 5. Atomic off the wall, Arsenal. Ball goes over Reynolds. It's going to be up to Daniel here. And Daniel misses as well. But JNAPs having to come in from the third man. No one on G2 expected Daniel to miss. Now Arsenal on the outside wall. Chicago with a stop and keeps it in the midfield. Another very neutral challenge between Atomic and Daniel. Ball will, though, creep into G2's half. Space Station getting just slightly the better on these challenges. And now a nice pass out to Daniel, covered up by JNAPs, and Arsenal in the third man, very aggressively positioned. He's going to try and hold on to ball control in his own corner. Gets it through JNAPs, and a demolition on Chicago opens up some space for him. Now he's just got to deal with Atomic. Gets the flick on him. Atomic quickly gets to the sky, though. Whoa! He carries it on the backboard.
What a great play there from Atomic. I didn't think he was going to have any play on that ball, and Chicago goes upper 90 and in, as you see a little bit of distraction on the back line.
Chicago went for the decal change after game 4. It's going with basically a stock tane, and he is on fire right now. 2 goals so far for G2 here as he ties the game.
Already doubling what he had in the series. Only 1 prior to that. So stepping up huge here for G2. Trying to later rest Space Station Gaming as V1 waiting in the wings for whoever takes this series.
Here's Atomic. Chicago reaching for this one as well. Covered up. Daniel got there first. Yeah, Daniel and Reynolds in an awkward spot in enemy territory. They'll pinch together, and they'll find a demolition on Atomic, but long clear from the rest of G2. Chicago onto the backboard, looking for a tap by himself. Drops it just outside the goal. Daniel out to Reynolds now, looking for the counter. The JNAPs on the back wall on a pretty straightforward dribble.
Arsenal boost steal in that back right corner, or back left for G2, I'm sorry. Gonna slow them down, gets the flip reset, this one's just hanging, hovering, and Reddle's gonna poke it in. Seemed like an eternity that ball was there.
Who missed this? Was this JNaps? Oh, that's rough. And Atomic did not think he was going to have to make any touch. And he does the best job. The fact that that doesn't go in at first, like, credit to Atomic, but so dangerous. Of course, Space Station's going to score that one. And back in the lead, highest scoring game of the series, 5 goals. It's starting to light up here as Reynolds looks for another connection, doesn't find it. Daniel up for this one, runs into Chicago, and the follow from Arsenal blocked in front. Now Atomic back down the field. G2 looking to tie the game yet again.
And 7 shots for Space Station Gaming right now. G2 definitely slowing things down, only 3. And it's all been on Chicago. Atomic and JNaps have done nothing on offense so far. Getting a little bit of an assist for each one, but JNaps can't get anything going there. Daniel over to Arsenal. Arsenal with a disgusting redirect.
Oh, making a 2-goal game. JNaps trying to put it upfield. Nah, Daniel to Arsenal. Just makes himself just a drill bit, launching the ball to the corner. 2 defenders didn't matter.
How does he get that much power off of that is what I want to know. That is insane.
That was like a seal with a ball on its nose. Shout outs to the legend. What a play. Atomic. Arsenal with what a shot there. That was incredible. With 1:36 left to go, Space Station gonna make it 5. Make it 5 goals here. Wow. They said, we heard you talking about a budget sweep wave, Punk. We got other ideas.
Yeah, you want some domination? Well, here we go. This is just getting out of hand for Space Station Gaming. And Arsenal, a little hat trick there. He's got 2 saves. I'm sorry, 1 save, 2 assists. Doing everything he can to try and keep this reverse sweep alive. Okay. Chicago getting one off the kickoff, and now things get interesting.
And Chicago completes the hat trick here following kickoff. Quick cheat up goal. Gonna make it a 2-goal game. 1:30 left to go. Very doable. With Space Station, man, with the productivity, Space Station would have to completely shut down on offense, I think, for G2 to be able to make this comeback. They have just kept it neck and neck so well. And then in the moments of truth, Space Station has come out on top over and over again.
Yeah. I mean, the best defense is a all-aggressive offense, right? Never give your opponent an opportunity to look on target. And right now, that's what Space Station's doing, saying, okay, come in the offensive half, and then we are just going to poke this ball back downfield, make you rush back, use all of your boost, keep you out of position. And 60 seconds to go. G2 need 2, but first they need to get out of their own half.
Atomic turns on this one. Got 1 minute to go. We've seen Space Station in the 60-second drill a few times, but all those times they were only trailing by 1. Now G2's going to try and do it from 2. It's Atomic to midfield. Reynolds going to leave it for Arsenal, and the communication here from Space Station. They've tightened up the rotation so much. On the backboard, Daniel extends it past the receiver for G2. 30 seconds left. G2 struggling to get any semblance of ball control in enemy territory here. They got to score right now to have any time left over to find the equalizer. Looking for it. Daniel and Reynolds both commit. Arsenal going to miss an opportunity for James, but he misses as well. Calling the dogs by the fire. The game's over. Space Station rallying here in Game 5.
Huge gain here. And now G2 Esports need to start sweating just a little bit. Sure, you were comfortable up 3 games. You lose 1. No big deal. But now Space Station tasting victory 2 games in a row. They just need 2 more to complete the reverse sweep.
And what a difference in this series. Like, G2 wins game 1, 2, and 3 with 2 goals each. That's 6 goals. They've been outscored. Their winning goals, they've been now outscored in the last 2 games. 8 goals Space Station's put up. As we've gone from a very defensive, every goal is super important, to what feels like a shootout at this point.
And that does not favor G2 Esports. You know, if you are going to try and go blow for blow with a team that has the mechanics like Space Station Gaming, I don't know if it really favors you. What I like to see from G2 are the passing plays, but honestly, they only had a couple here in game number 4 or game number 5. I'm sorry. It's where they are the strongest. It's where they look the best, and it's where their opponents really look the weakest. They get out of position because they're constantly changing things up. But for G2, midfield was such a problem for them, and Space Station just continued to steal those boost pads and assert their dominance.
And you see the timeout called by G2 after the 2 games, saying, hey, let's mentally reset here. Just reading body language here, I'd love to get better at lip reading just for these moments. But Safi, when it first came to camera, he was kind of scratching his head. It looked like he was kind of like that. I don't have like a laundry list of things to tell you that we need to fix here. I think maybe more of the time out of being like, we should just take the mental reset here. We know we have everything it takes to beat this team. We've done it so many times. Let's just mentally reset, get up, do a jumping jack, wash your face, whatever it takes, and see if we can reset here. I'd love to know what else he's telling this team though.
Well, yeah, I don't know. That's a big question mark, because what do you do against Spacestation? What changed from games 1 through 3 into 4 and 5? Because like you said, it went from so close to just tons of offense from Spacestation. And I think for G2, it's just a matter of, okay, you need to focus up, and more importantly, we need to calm. And if you're calling something out, you better be sure that you're hitting it, because your teammates are going to be trusting you. That's what makes G2 so dangerous and deadly is, hey, I've got this ball, I'm going to pass it midfield, and someone's going to position themselves accordingly. But right now, if you're whiffing on that ball, not only is it going to put you out of position, but it puts your teammate out of position. Now you're down a man, 2 men potentially, and Spacestation's given the advantage, and you can't be having that.
Yeah, the whiffs have been a thing. I mean, when you play at a speed, when you play at the speeds that G2 plays out, look at the shot here again, gonna go in. Chicago is just done. He's like, can we please get out of this series?
4 in a row for Chicago here, and he just rips that one on target. And Reddles took the blow to the chest. It doesn't matter. Couldn't slow it down enough. And G2, 12 seconds in, take the lead.
Wow. You know, Chicago, what a turnaround for him. But with the speed that G2 plays at, it makes sense that whiffs would become more common. As again, you're eliminating the amount of time you have to make reads by upping the amount of momentum you're continually driving at. Another angle for Chicago. This one just wide. It looked like it almost was going to roll in.
Yeah, it definitely was going to roll in if Arsenal kept on the accelerator there, but smartly hit his brakes a little bit just to slow down enough as he slows this ball down off the ceiling. JNap's well read as puts that one over to Atomic, and that's what they need more of. Those passing plays that turn into clears downfield. Spacestation Gaming really not expecting those.
Chicago airborne into an empty corner. Has Arsenal in the backfield to deal with. It's cleared to the outside. Atomic had the read on the clear. Through 2 players now into the box again. Daniel, excellent shot straight down the middle of the field and over the top of JNap's. Yeah. Hard to immediately take control on. We get it past Daniel. Arsenal out of the corner into the box. And Atomic to Chicago on the outside. Chicago leaves it. Now JNap's and Atomic advancing on offense. And Daniel again. The problem yesterday, anyways, was what do you do about Daniel? How do you deal with this guy? And the quality of touch he's starting to have here as this series develops is going to become a bigger and bigger concern for G2.
Right, he's just got, it seems like his car's made out of memory foam. He can just touch it so softly. Wow. And soft touches all over for Spacestation. Arsenal carrying this one off of the ceiling, and Atomic has to respect that. And that is just unfortunate for Chicago. What do you do there?
Got to make the save, makes the save, but it goes off the crossbar. And a really easy bounce for Spacestation to read, and they'll tie up the game. Looking to force Game 7. The way the first 3 games went, you would never expect us to be here, but Spacestation dug deep. Now Chicago over 1 towards the goal. Reddles not going to make contact. JNap's up here for the follow-up shot. Not going to miss, given too much space, so much power behind that. G2 back on top.
Yeah, he's full swinging into this one. Just rips it to the right-hand side of the net. Great vision from JNap's there, and Spacestation felt really good tying the game up, but it didn't last long.
Chicago through 1 on the kickoff. G2 would love to gain a more than 1 goal lead. Again, the only time they have had one was 0 seconds in game 1 when it didn't matter. Find that security. Here's Reddles. Out of boost, bails on the play. Arsenal have to try and find JNap's. No space for Daniel. Might have done it anyways, but Daniel's shot goes straight to Chicago. Chicago now takes it to the wall. Out of boost, but Not out of time. He's got 2 teammates with full tanks. Now Atomic around the corner. Chicago's looking at it. A bump in the box will open up some space for Chicago, but JNAB's demolished and good on it. He's the only player back because of it. And he and Atomic will be able to get this one back up to midfield.
Great challenge there from Atomic as well, as he's looking for demos, looking for bumps, rotating through. Chicago, that one got a little too far away from him as JNABs just launches on target, but Daniel playing close, and here comes Arsenal as Daniel gets demoed on the back half. Awkward positioning here for G2, and Reddle's going to get it in off of the bump from Arsenal.
Arsenal definitely helping open up the space. He hunts down Chicago. Chicago's going to be in a rough spot to get this save either way. But Arsenal definitely not making things easy on them. A tie game. Space Station not going away just yet. And again, G2 yet to get that 2-goal lead.
So insane for a team that is...
Okay.
No one there. Okay. Demo didn't matter, but it is going to allow Space Station to start some type of offense here. But look at the spacing from G2. So smart. There's always someone there for a follow-up. The rotations, nice, crisp, and clean, and looks like they're going to be able to get out of their half and start their offense.
Atomic went for the flip reset. And that flip reset attempt is brilliant. It also turns into a very clean block. If it gets challenged, but Arsenal now on the other end of the field looking for the counterattack. Gets blocked by 1. Atomic with a save as well on the follow-up from Daniel. Reynolds now to the corner looking for Arsenal. Back in front of the box. Cleared away. G2 long way down the field. Arsenal was back getting boost. And now out of his corner. Flip resets the entire length of the field. Daniel up for it, extending back to the corner for Reynolds. Covered up by 2 G2 players, but still manages to find a way through traffic, find Arsenal upfield. 55 seconds left. Would you believe that with how close this series has been, we have yet to go to overtime? This one could be the game.
That's insane. No, I wouldn't believe that, but I guess I have to, you know? I look down at my stat sheet, and you are accurate. Is Arsenal just trying to go coast, post, and in, but Chicago denies. JNAP's marching down the field. And double commit from G2. Can Reynolds punish?
JNAP's got back in time, and Reynolds' shot was just a little bit too weak, but still the damage could have been done. Daniel here for the shot. Atomic finds a second block in a row. What a stop. G2 gave them the game there for a moment, but then managed to get back. Space Station not able to capitalize.
Oh, Daniel was trying to go low, but Atomic stayed firmly planted on the ground, and Arsenal gets by 1. Reynolds gets it in. G2 scrambling on defense and can't catch up.
Look at him go. 8 seconds left. Space Station on top. Chicago tries to get one stop, but just has to dive for whatever just to get in the sky. Just block anything. The shot was too easy. 8 seconds left. G2's got to have a monster kickoff here. They put it to the outside. This will work. But no, a touch from Daniel to the back now. JNAPs with full tank up boost. Countered by Arsenal into the ground. Space Station forced game 7. Who would have believed it?
Wow, Reynolds getting a hat trick. Arsenal getting the playmaker. Just like you kind of said, would you believe we haven't had an overtime? Would you believe that Daniel didn't get in a goal or an assist in that game? Because I wouldn't with the way he was playing.
Yeah, man, he was Daniel, the king of the away, the off-field, the like off-ball plays, the situations that don't give you lots of points on the scoreboard. He was so clean to give the rest of his team the opportunities. Reynolds with the hat trick and Arsenal with the playmaker.
Wow.
And Space Station forced game 7 here, Subi.
Yeah, and it's all that second man positioning from Reynolds there. Always in the right place, the right time. He wasn't too far away from the play. He was positioning himself accordingly. Okay, Arsenal's going for this. If he gets the goal, awesome, great on him. But if he doesn't, if there's a 50-50 that's neutral or just pops out to the top of the box, I'll be right there for the cleanup. And just great play there from Space Station Gaming. And game 7, I don't think I saw it going this way, honestly, Wave Punk.
It's crazy that we're here. Going champion, the first team in North America to complete a best of 7 reverse sweep was Space Station, and they've created another circumstance here for us. Game 7 brought. I'm so excited for this one, folks. It's been and Reynolds versus Chicago is the matchup for me as we're heading into the back half of this series.
Absolutely. I mean, Chicago trying to do everything for G2. In game number 5, he had that hat trick, and then in game 6, he had a goal. He had an assist. 100% goal participation.
Game 7 brought to you by Nissan. Winner gets to face off against version 1 in the lower finals. Chicago and company. G2 trying to complete the triple crown and win an entire split. Yet to
Nice
be
demo.
done in North America or Europe. Oh, and over the top.
Oh, no way.
It's bouncing in. They will finish it. Reynolds will get the first goal on a miss and a demo. Space Station right where they want to be.
I mean, the crossbar tried doing it to him again. They bounced off of it 2 times, but Reynolds says not for the third, as Space Station Gaming putting themselves up early. Can they hold on?
JNaps. The outside to Atomic. Daniel's there, intercepting the passing lane and getting the dunk after Atomic's touch. Now upfield, Atomic's trying to reach for it, but Reynolds is there too quickly. Space Station outmatched him on speed, winning the challenge game. Atomic challenging Daniel. Neither player going to make contact, both going for second touch.
And G2, it's so poised, so calm, and I'm wondering how long is that going to last? We still have a lot of Rocket League to be played, but we've seen so many times teams panicking as Arsenal flying across the goal line to get the save there, but G2 starting to work left to right, east to west, but Reynolds wants none of that. Booming this ball downfield and advantage shortly for Space Station.
JNaps getting bumped in goal. And Daniel able to get it past 2 players. Oh my goodness. JNaps blocking the defending lane. Arsenal able to tuck it in the corner for goal number 2.
Well, look at this. He gets the touch and lands on that back wall. So impressive that he's able to maintain possession there. Hit all 4 wheels on that back wall. Get a second touch across the top of the net. Nobody expecting it from G2. And the offense just working for Space Station.
If Space Station does this, Joey Jorby Aarons is going to be insufferable. Chicago.
I mean, he already is, right?
I mean, I love him.
No, I'm just kidding.
Chicago puts it in another one. Dude, Chicago is not having this right now.
I can't believe you were talking poorly about him in game number 1. It doesn't look like the same player as Chicago. 66 miles per hour on target. And G2 definitely keeping Space Station on their toes.
Atomic pushing in G2, make it a 1-goal game. I don't know. I don't think I would need someone to confirm this in the back for me. I don't think G2 has yet to come back from being down 2 goals in this series. They've managed a 1-goal comeback. But that 2-goal lead has been damning in this series so far for either team.
It's been elusive, right? They've had such a troubling time getting 2 back-to-back goals. I mean, just let alone that, but mind you, being down as well, it just does a lot to their mentality as Chicago booms that ball forward. Daniel sniffed it out. Does he have a second? He does. Gets the 50, and nice little back pass to Reynolds. Fakes out Atomic, and JNaps says, get out of here. Punches him back towards midfield as G2 tries to break out of their own half.
Approaching halftime. 1-goal game. G2. The hopes and dreams of the perfect split on the line. Space Station trying to do it. Oh, no! The forced own goal ties the game!
Oh, you hate to see it. He just pushes the ball downfield and calculated.
You know it. TI-84's in chat. My goodness, tie game off of a defender. Chicago, JNaps, and Atomic. Atomic pulling out the purple Fennec here for game 7. They're looking for the lead. Defended by Reynolds. JNaps puts it back to Chicago. Can he find Atomic back in front of the box? Atomic's got space. Places it. Whoa! And in! G2 back on top.
Just causing Space Station to whip their heads left and right. This ball going everywhere. And then finally finds the back of the net. Arsenal a millisecond too late on the rotation back. And just like that, it took 1 minute and 30 seconds, and G2 put 3 up on the board.
And just to confirm, that is the first time G2 has come back from being down 2 goals in this series. It only happened twice before this, but this one mattering the most. Arsenal losing the challenge to Atomic. Chicago was right there to try and take over control, but gonna leave it. Atomic demolished. JNaps turns on this one, loses the challenge to Daniel. Now Atomic to JNaps in front of their box. Back to Chicago, straight up the middle of the field. To the SSG backboard, Reynolds will boom it back the other way. A demolition on Arsenal in the midfield keeps the ball going towards G2's half. They were looking for the stop and instead found the player. Big miss there. Daniel taking it to the sky. JNaps just stalls on the upper 90 of his box. clearing that one away. Knew exactly where Daniel was trying to place that shot.
And I love to see this from Space Station. They didn't wait till a minute left. This has been ongoing since about 2 minutes left in the game here. Is no follow-up coming from Space Station. Great 50 from Daniel, and Metals can't quite keep it alive, and G2 going to stay on offense.
This has been some brutally physical gameplay. Players careening in for challenges in the midfield. Daniel not able to get through Chicago here. Final minute of Game 7 on the line. Dropping in. Oh, no, the challenge from JNAPS just screams in. Planned to have the read, just barely missed.
Thought that was in for sure. I mean, that was such a beautiful passing play. JNAPS had it well read, knew the waterfall was going to come down. Atomic just hands that ball over to Reddles, and here comes Arsenal. 1v1 situation against Atomic and denied into the corner, but Space Station Gaming, 30 seconds left wave, just chasing one goal, trying to get that reverse sweep.
So much work. We've seen the 60-second drills from Space Station. They got to finally make one happen. Daniel out of his corner. Long way on the field, runs straight into JNAPS. He's got a full tank of boost, going to stick behind this one, takes it into the box, kills all the momentum on the ball. Atomic's happy to trap this one in the back third. Reddles emerges with control, but runs into Chicago. 10 seconds left. Chicago over one, into the box. Arsenal out to Daniel looking for Reddles. He'll find the pace on the ball, but it's intercepted by Atomic. Into the ground, into the goal! Put the nail in the coffin. G2 saved the reverse sweep and advanced to the lower finals.
It gave him just enough hope, but then rips it away in the final moments of game number 7. Atomic with the hat trick for G2 Esports, but it was a team effort. And now they're going to be looking at version 1 in the lower finals.
How often do we even have a 7-game series with no overtime? That is wild. And what a bookend to the series. Game 1 starts off with Space Station going for a 60-second drill and losing a goal at 0 seconds to Atomic. Game 7, exact same story here. Space Station, they tried their hardest, but G2 out here saying not even close, baby. They're moving on to face version 1.
I cannot believe how quickly they got 3 goals. That was crazy. No. Legitimately, almost, I mean, a minute and a half, little less. I thought, okay, Space Station Gaming, you're looking really good here. Get 2 goals in a minute. Beautiful. But then G2, everything just starts working. And it really just was, like I said, a full team effort, not only offensively, but defensively as well.
What a series. What a good match there. Space Station putting up their best effort, but G2, the story cannot be stopped. They continue forward. Their next match, they got to re-rack and reload for round 2 because they're going up against version 1 next. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back on the RLCS.